Hello friends, good morning. My name is Niladri. Today we are going to discuss one of the typical example of the GSM link budget as we discussed in the last session. So the merit of this session is we'll be able to at least understand what kind of parameters and what are the parameter ranges used in each of the element of the link budget. Is very crucial for the planning engineers out there, for the RF planning engineers who want to know the link budget and the calculation and how to get the path loss in transmitting and receiving end, whether it is mobile or BTS in the transmitting end and the receiving end also mobile and BTS. So we'll go with the transmitting end as mobile station, we'll finish with receiving end as BTS. Then we'll able to understand what is the path loss. Then in the other end we'll discuss the BTS as the transmitting end and MS as the receiving end, and we'll also understand what is the path loss in the transmitting end. So this is really crucial for you. So let's pay attention for next 10 minutes to understand each of these elements and the values used in here. Let's go about it. Starting from the transmission end, mobile station as the transmission end. So the transmit RF output power for a mobile station, the maximum output power we can put is 33 dBm. Then we are having body loss of 2 dB. We don't have any combiner loss, feeder loss and connector loss in mobile station. So we have put 0, 0 and 0 dB respectively. Also we don't have any transmission antenna gain in mobile station. So we just have 33 dBm and 2 dB body loss. That's it. So 33 dBm is the total RF output power of the mobile station from the transmitting end, means in the uplink when I'm initiating a call or something. So body loss we are just considering minus 2 dB and body loss, combiner loss, connector loss, combiner loss, feeder loss are 0 dB respectively, and transmission antenna gain is also 0 dB. Total effective isotropic radiated power or the EIRP for a mobile station in the transmission end is 31 dBm. So that's all about in the uplink or the transmission end from the mobile station. And we'll go towards the receiving end, that is the BTS. So in the BTS side, the sensitivity, the receiver sensitivity is 107 dBm per Hz. This value is Hz per hour frequency and Hz for the technology. Let's say for GSM we are taking 107 dBm per Hz receiver sensitivity for GSM technology for a particular band. So if the band changes, naturally if the technology changes, we have to consider different values for receiving sensitivity or the receiver sensitivity. Then we are having 17.5 dBi as the RX antenna gain, because in BTS side you are having the receiving antenna mounted in the BTS in the tower, so you will get a 17.5 dBi gain in the receiving antenna at BTS. You will have a margin of connector loss of 2 dB. You will have feeder loss of 1.5 dB, considering 2 dB per 100 meter. So we have taken 1.5 dB as a feeder loss at the BTS end while receiving. Interference margin of 3 dB. Body loss of 0 dB, because in receiving end it's a machine, so you don't have any body loss, so it's 0 dB here. Then RX power, this total if we calculate 17.5 plus 3 dB plus 2 dB plus 1.5 dB plus 3 dB arch. Interference margin, so after feeder loss we are having again interference margin and 3 dB. We are adding 3 dB interference margin during BTS reception. So we are getting total RX power of minus 121 dBm, calculating all these gains and margins. This is a margin, interference margin. This 3 are loss feeder loss, connector loss and diversity gain. So then we are having receiver antenna gain 17.5. So calculating all these values, we are getting 121 dBm here as a receiving power at the BTS end. Then we are having fading margin 4 dB. We are having a required isotropic RX power 117 dBm because we deduct this 4 dB margin, and also this interference margin we deducted. So we get a minus 117 dBm as a required isotropic RX power, and calculating this value we finally get a path loss of 148 dB in the transmitting end to the receiving end. Means from the mobile station to the BTS we have a path loss of 148 dB. I think that's a very clear explanation and detailed discussion on how we calculate the uplink budget, or the wherein we are having the transmission end is mobile station and receiver is the BTS. So you'll get a 148 dB as a path loss. Let's move towards the other side, like where the transmitter is a BTS and the receiver is a mobile station. So for BTS, the transmission RX output power is 43 dBm. We have considered 20 watt BTS output power, so it is 43 dBm. We are having a zero body loss and zero combiner loss here. We have initiated 1.5 dB, 2 dB per 100 meter as a loss of feeder. So feeder loss 1.5 dB. We have calculated 2 dB of connector loss, and we are having a gain of 17.5 dBi as a transmission antenna gain. The BTS transmitter, which is mounted on the tower to top, we are getting a 17.5 dBi. We are having 20 dBi antennas also, 20 dBi gain of antenna, but here we are considering 17.5 dBi as an antenna gain at the BTS tower top. So calculating these values, we are getting 57.57 dBm, the total EIRP, or the effective isotropic radio power. So from DX end, where the BTS is the transmitter, we are getting 57 dBm here. Earlier we used to get 31 dBm from the mobile. And how it is calculated is clear. 43 plus 17.5 total is 53.7.5. 53, 4 plus 1 5, 7 plus 3 10, 60.5 minus we are having 3.5 dB, so it is 57 dBm. That's the total EIRP for the BTS when the BTS is transmitting. Then let's go to the receiving end. In the MS, we are having 102 dBm as a receiver sensitivity. The receiver sensitivity we consider for the mobile station is minus 102 dBm per hertz. Then we are having 0 dBi receiving antenna gain from UV side. We have considered 0 dB loss, diversity. We are having 0 dB connector loss. We have considered 0 dB feeder loss. Interference margin we have taken 3 dB, and we have taken body loss as 3 dB. So these two loss we are taking 3 dB for interference and 3 dB for body loss. So we'll deduct 102 minus 6. So we are getting 106 dBm as the RX power, total RX. We are again getting minus 96 dBm, and we are considering fading margin 4 dB here at the mobile station as a receiving end. and we are arriving at 92 dBm as a required effective RX power, and the total path loss calculating 57 and minus 92 is 149 dB, which is almost the same as mobile as a transmitter and BTS as a receiver. So the path loss is very minimal, which is our aim to achieve minimum difference between both the uplink and downlink scenarios. So I think we have almost achieved our target and the requirements for calculating again the sail radius after calculating the path loss. So that's all about the RF link budget in the uplink and downlink side. Also mobile as a transmitter and BTS as a transmitter, and mobile as a receiver and BTS as a receiver. Thank you so much for watching this session. We'll coming up with the new one in the next session. Till then, take good care of yourself. Bye bye, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Do like and share the videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye.